Okay, so here's the deal with this pawn shop footage. I thought that it was going to be a part of a larger video with multiple stops. Turned out the rest of the day ended up being a wash. But the footage from this stop was so good, I had to just at least throw it into a Renix P-Sale video. So let's get into that, and then I'll tell you about it afterwards because I think there are some really useful takeaways from what went down. Alright, so it looks like they got a little bit of a console selection here. I don't do a ton with Xbox Ones because I normally don't find like great margins on them. This guy over here, NES Classic Edition, 80 bucks on it. That's about what I could get for it after fees. Honestly, if they were willing to do like maybe 60 on it, I might honestly pull the trigger. It's possible I could get a little bit more, but since it's so nice and complete in the box and everything, assuming it is complete, that would be a super quick sale. Can't see what they have on that Switch Lite. I haven't been doing a ton with those recently though. And this is definitely something that was not here last time I was here. Classic Arcade Mrs. Pac-Man. They've got 2 of them. He said that they have like 60 plus games on these things. Absolutely crazy. Not something you're likely to usually find in a pawn shop, but if anyone needs one, Easy Town in Georgetown is the place to get it. I'm also looking at this huge glass case of games. The management here has been pretty negotiable with me on stuff like this in the past, so I may try to get like a handful of stuff together here and see what kind of deal they could work. Even got some like loose and complete handheld stuff, which isn't that common to find. I think they do go out of their way to try to keep video games in stock here, which is cool. That's something I'm noticing as well. Maybe if they could do 20 on that Kinect sensor, that'd be interesting. Got a lot of miscellaneous accessories and just a really solid stock of PS4 and Xbox One stuff. So we'll see if we can get them to unlock this for us. All right, so I just got done talking to Steven, the manager, or one of the managers here, and he said, pretty much like I said, the more of a handful we can bring up to them, the better of a deal that he can work for me. So I'm gonna try to find as many as I can. The general strategy is to find the stuff that's already a little bit underpriced, and then after discount, we should be able to make a decent little bit. All right, folks, so here's what I decided to pick up from the Xbox One section. We've got It Takes Two, A Way Out, Conan, Farming Simulator 19, believe it or not, and Supercross 3. The thing that all these games have in common is that I'll be able to make at least 15 bucks after fees on all of them. So even assuming that he gives them to me for say like 10 a piece, I'll still be able to make at least something on them. I think the big winner here was Conan. That one should bring me maybe like 25 or so after fees. But that's just in the Xbox One section. Also note how few games I pulled out of this fairly large section. That should just go to show you video game hunting for profit is not as simple as just going into any pawn shop and plucking games off and hoping you can make money. All of this stuff I can't really make money on, so you definitely have to learn the trade and be selective. I think I am gonna go ahead and put this Kinect sensor in the pile as well. Even though it's marked at 30, I think if I can get it for 20, there'll be enough room there. I also was looking at this GameCube controller over here, not something that you see a lot at pawn shops, unfortunately. It's GameStop brand, so it's basically trash. Also, you guys know one thing that I'm always on the lookout for is sealed shovelware. Check this out. I found this sealed Wii game here, Your Shape, with Jenny McCarthy, and this is the reason. Loose, this game is literally worth negative money after fees, but in new condition, look at that, $14 after fees on Amazon. Unfortunately, I think this listing does come with the camera, which I don't have. So I'm gonna pass on Jenny today, unfortunately. Please don't be sad. All right, so we're done in the PlayStation section now, and here is our little mini haul. We've got a cool Kingdom Hearts all-in-one package. Anytime I find bundles like this, I always like to look them up. Call of Duty Black Ops Hardened Edition. This is like the Steelbook. Rock Band is probably the gem of this little stack here. There was no sales rank, but there were multiple listed in the like $50 range, so I think that one should do well for us. We've got Tetris Effect, Cabela's African Adventure, Pinball Arcade, which they do have priced for 30. That's about what it goes for, but I think after discount I should be okay. The Crew 2, which is sealed, and finally a DS game, which is complete, SmackDown vs. Raw. This one doesn't have a price, so we'll see what they say on that. The other thing I like to look at when I come in here, hey look, who's that handsome guy? Is the clearance electronics. It doesn't look like any of these are, okay, so there's like a clearance speaker right there. We've got a Sale baby monitor. Sometimes they'll clear these out for pretty low prices. Sale GoPro there. Low enough that I can make some margin, whether it's on eBay or Amazon. Something like this, $63 off of 70, not a lot, but like maybe eventually that'll get clearance down to like 20. And sometimes pawn shops will take losses on stuff just to move it. That's when I like to swoop in. So this is very interesting. This is a section I don't normally come in. We've got all these sealed TP-Link wireless adapters, 15 bucks a piece. And look at all of them. They're like, I don't know, 10 or 12. And check this out. They sell super quick on Amazon, it looks like, for $23 after fees. So if I can get a little discount on these, that could actually be really solid. Well, folks, that stop turned out excellent. We did end up buying all of these TP-Link things. Apparently, these have been sitting there for over a year. So they ended up giving them to me for $5 a piece, which means that on these adapters alone, we're making $15 a piece in profit, and that'll be quick money too. So that's 180 bucks right there. This will be $15 profit. He gave this to me for 15. They also gave us all of the regular PS4 games for 8 a piece, which is a great deal. Call of Duty and the Kingdom Hearts were 10 a piece. These were 8 a piece each. This 70s show complete set was 8. And then this you just threw in for $1, which puts the total expected profit from this first stop alone at $380. All right, folks, here is what you need to take away from this video. And some people are gonna make fun of me for it because I swear I'm gonna sound like a broken record. I am going to put this on a t-shirt or on a mug or something someday because it's so important and it's the heart of this entire channel. It's opportunity is everywhere. This stuff, this crap right here, these random USB adapters, had been sitting on their shelf for over a year. Collecting, you can see, quite literally collecting dust. They could not wait to get rid of these things because guess what? In a pawn shop, in their market, these things, nobody goes to a pawn shop when they need a wireless USB adapter, like some very specific miscellaneous accessory for their computer, even though they had a solid stock of brand new ones in there. And on top of that, they do have their own eBay store, but is it really gonna be worth it to pay somebody to list these things that on eBay are probably going to sell for like the $20 range, and then you also have to pay them to ship it and you have to store it in the meantime? It doesn't make sense for them. They were thrilled to sell me all of these things. Maybe it was at cost, maybe they made a little bit, maybe it was at a slight loss, I don't know. I do this same thing all the time, especially with like the lower end games that I get in that don't fit with my business model. I liquidate those for cost or at a slight loss all the freaking time. And sometimes, most of the time actually, I'm selling them either to a video game store or to another reseller because that is their market and it does fit with their business model. I preach this all the time because it's so important to go out and network with other, whether it's pawn shops or thrift stores or resale shops, buy, sell, trade stores, people who buy storage units, other random local businesses. Like, how many of you guys have thought to go to every golf course in your town and say, hey, all of the spare golf club head covers that you guys are getting, probably a dozen of every single day because it's the most common thing to leave on a golf course, I'll buy those sight unseen for $1 a piece. No matter what, just throw them in a bin, I'll take them all if that would serve you guys well. I bet a lot of them would take that. And that, like, you could build an entire business just on golf club head covers that people are leaving behind at golf courses, people. I mean, I have nothing else to say. Opportunity is everywhere. Go out and get yourself some money.